Welcome back to the Marketing Ninja Podcast with Manuel Suarez, CEO of attention-grabbing media and author of #1 bestseller, Marketing Magic.
Let's get some ideas for a logo and brand colors. For this one, we're going to use this prompt. Suggest 2 different ideas for a logo and brand colors for my industry niche, brand called brand name. We already have a brand name, right? Using the target audience description below. Copy and paste audience description. But now we want some logo ideas. So let's listen to Jules.
All right, so now we're going to use ChatGPT to help give us some creative guidance on developing a logo for our new brand. So the first thing we're going to enter in here is a pre-made prompt here, which is just this section where it says, please suggest 2 different ideas for a logo and brand colors for my, we're going to say supplement brand. You would put whatever applies here, called Nature Oasis. We could put also the tagline in there, but we're just going to go with just the brand name for now. And then it says using the target audience description below, and that was just copied and pasted from an earlier prompt. So we're going to go ahead and see what ChatGPT creates for us. Okay, great. So there's some logo information that we could potentially start with, as well as some brand color suggestions. And that'll give us some guidance in creating a prompt in another AI tool where we'll be able to create an actual graphic.
Okay, that's really cool, right? So we're not creating the logo in here. We're getting the idea of how to create the logo here. We're getting the prompt we're going to use on another tool that we're going to talk about in a minute to help us create the logo, all right? I don't know who's been in business long enough to know how long it could possibly take you to build a logo, all right? Because you have all these back and forth with people until you find the quote-unquote perfect logo that you feel comfortable with. So we're cutting that line dramatically, and you can have a logo for your brand just like that, all right? As simple as that. So this one, the answers were, for this logo, I suggest using a circular design with a leafy reef around the curved side, inside the circle. You could use a simple graphic such as a leaf, a flower, or a seed to represent nature and health. The brand name, Nature Oasis, could be written in a cursive or handwritten font inside the circle. Brand colors, that's not all. For the color scheme, you could use shades of green and yellow to represent nature and growth. I don't even believe this, right? It's pretty cool stuff. You could use a light green or yellow and a darker green or brown for the font. The color scheme will create a fresh and inviting look. Perfect for a natural health and wellness brand. And by the way, we all need a logo, all right? For any new business, we all need a logo, all right? And even sometimes you want to upgrade your logo or you want to have something more modern, right? So we all need one. Then he gave me a second logo option. For this logo, I suggest using a mountain range silhouette with the sun rising or setting behind it. The brand name, Nature Oasis, could be written in a bold and modern font below the silhouette. Brand colors, for this color scheme, you could use shades of blue and orange to represent the sky and the sun. You could use a light blue for the background and a darker blue for the mountain range for the font. You could use a bold and modern orange color. This color scheme would create a modern, adventurous look, perfect for a brand that promotes natural health and wellness. So let's get some actual logos made. For this step, we're going to use Midjourney. Midjourney is an amazing tool, very cool, that also is built on artificial intelligence, and it uses what they call the API from ChatGPT to give responses, all right? It integrates with this learning model that it gives you intelligent, generative responses to what you're asking for, all right? Like ChatGPT, it uses prompts, but specifically for the purpose of generating images. Prompt, logo, geospatial consulting information, minimalistic, geometric, aesthetically pleasing, ultra professional, award-winning. That's the logo right there. Prompt, library, simple logo, bright colors, vector. Accounting logo, flat design, minimal. When it comes to logo creation, there are several types of prompts you can create depending on the look and feel you're going for. But generally speaking, a simple logo is never a bad choice. So let's use the following prompt. A minimalistic vector logo of a object, simple shapes and lines, blocky, modern, artistic, 2 colors, and then you put the colors that you want. Let's head over to Midjourney and then Canva to create a logo. We're going to use 2 tools for this, all right? Midjourney and Canva. This is where we're going to get a little bit technical. Listen to Jewel for a minute.
Based off of earlier information that we got from ChatGPT, we're going to use some of those words inside of this prompt template over here on the right, which says a minimalistic vector logo of a blank of an object, simple shapes and lines, blocky, modern, artistic, 2 colors, and then we're going to add those colors. So we're going to go ahead and make them on the right here. I'm going to go ahead and just based off of what we saw earlier. Okay, so we had logo 1. So this one was a circular design with a leafy wreath around the outside. Inside the circle, you could use a simple graphic such as a leaf, a flower, or a seed. And then this had some text. So one thing you don't want to do with AI generation is add any instruction to add text. The text normally does not come out right. So what you want to focus on is just the graphic of it. So that's what this template here is going to do. So we're going to go with a minimalist vector logo. We'll do a leafy wreath. I'm going to do a comma there, simple shapes and lines, blocky, modern, artistic, 2 colors. And the colors we'll do light green or yellow. We'll do both. Actually, we'll just do light green and yellow. Okay, so now let's do another variation of this. So we can try a few different things. We're going to do just a leaf because I'm just curious how that will come out. Simple shapes and lines. You don't have to change any of the other stuff. Colors, we're going to do green and we'll do green and yellow. And then we'll do another one. This last suggestion here was a mountain range silhouette with a sun rising or setting behind it. The only thing I don't love about this one is that I feel like mountains are sort of representative of like wanderlust or traveling, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. So a minimalistic vector logo of a mountain range with a sunset, 2 colors. We're going to let it pick the colors actually for that. So let's try these. We're going to head over to Midjourney. Midjourney, by the way, is inside of a communications platform called Discord. And normally it would look like this. And when you first sign up, I think they're still doing this. You can go to any of these rooms. So this little menu here has the various, like the rules, getting started, tells you a little bit more about how to use it. And then these are the various rooms of the channels. And you can go into any of the newbies ones when you have this free credits to test it out. And you'll just see a ton of people requesting various things inside of this AI generation platform here. So what I did is I paid for it. And we have, to give you an idea, there's some pretty cool images that are generated from this. And you can kind of learn from some of the examples from people that are testing it out. So what I did is I have my own channel just to keep it clean. And that way I don't have it all mixed up with everybody else's. So we're going to take this first one here and copy it. So in order to put in a request to have an image made, you want to go with a / and type in imagine. And that you'll see this little thing is a prompt. You can click on it, that'll get it ready, and then we're just going to paste that prompt that we just made. Press enter, and it'll take a little while for it to generate it. Now, while we're waiting, actually, because it can take a little while, it usually only takes about 60 seconds, so we're going to do the other 2. We just have them going at meantime.
60 seconds.
Imagine, prompt, and then we're going to do this last one here, put it in there, and those 3 are going to be generating, and we'll see what we get from this. All right, so all 3 of them are done now. So here's the wreath one. These are looking pretty cool, I think. I'm going to actually I like the second and the fourth one, so these 2 on the right. So on the bottom here, you're going to see some buttons here. And what these mean essentially is what U stands for upscale, V stands for variations. So if, let's say you really like one of these and you can take one, it'll take whichever one that you choose. You could do all of them if you wanted to, and it'll just fine tune it more. So we're going to go with, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go with image 2 and 4. We're going to have those upscaled. Upscaling takes even longer than generating from the get-go. So we'll have to be a little bit more patient for that. So here's the leaf generation. These are pretty cool looking. I really like this last one. So I'm going to upscale that one. And for fun, I'm also going to get some variations of it. That's what that B4 is. And then down here, these are the mountains. This still makes me think of travel. So I probably wouldn't use it for a supplement brand. But for fun, let's do an upscale of the third one. So now we're going to wait for these to generate. Like I mentioned before, the upscaling can take longer than that first initial image generation. But when that's ready, I will show you. All right, so we got all of our upscales and variations. So here's the upscale of the wreath version. I'm going to go ahead and download that. We'll create something with that later. And we're going to download this one as well. Now, something else that you can do with these is that you could give it to a graphic designer as an example of kind of what you're looking for. So it can be used as a way to direct somebody else to give you a more finished piece. This is another one that I like, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. I actually love that one. This is the mountain range, which I'm not going to use for this, but it could be used for a different type of brand. But just to give you an idea, that's what that one looks like. And then these were some variations of that same leaf. I mean, honestly, they look pretty similar. So I think I'm just going to stick with the one that I downloaded. So from there, then you can go into Canva and you can add your text, which we'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we'll want to click on Create a Design and then go to Instagram Post. I'm going to go ahead and take that leaf one just because I love it. There it is. And I'm actually going to get rid of the background just so we have more flexibility with where we can use this. So to do that, we'll click on Edit Image. BG Remover is background remover. That will automatically remove the background. Technically, this is also an AI tool. You just may not have known that. There it is. It's removed. All right. So we have our image there. And now what we're going to do is add some text. All right. So the name of our brand is Nature Oasis. So we're going to go to the text button here. And we'll just click on this text here. It doesn't really matter which one because you can adjust any of them. And we want to do something fairly simple for this as far as font goes. Nature Oasis, okay? I'm almost tempted to keep it kind of similar to this, but I'm going to do something a little thinner maybe than that. Montserrat is always a good choice, I think. We can do a thinner version of that. This may actually work. I kind of like that. Let me just detach this image from the background so I have some flexibility there. Make it a little bit bigger so we can send that. Then we have our Nature Oasis here in the leaf. I think that looks pretty cool, actually. I would use that. Now, again, this is just like a quick way of creating a logo using AI. Again, you can always send this stuff to a graphic designer and be like, look, I really want this leaf. Can you clean it up and make the text look a little better and maybe add, I don't know, a circle around it or whatever it is that you want to do. But this gives you a starting point when it comes to developing your brand, the overall look of your brand. So let's try something. One other thing here that I have in mind. That could be a variation of our logo. Do kind of like that. Let's just try one other font. So there it is. There is a simple logo creation using AI and also Canva. And you could go with either of those if you wanted to. That's it for that one.
In a few minutes, we were able to actually create a brand from scratch, get the brand name, get the slogans, the taglines, get the overall concept of what we're going after, and even create a logo for it.
Hey, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the podcast, go ahead, leave us a review and subscribe to tune in for future episodes. And if you're looking for a team that'll go above and beyond for you and your brand, go to talktoaninja.com today.